Feels like, right, the passport or the climate feels almost like a different country.
Tell me your name.
Oh, sure. My name is Barb Cain.
Where are you from?
Washington, the Brazos. I live in Bryan now.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. The time. It's hot, which I like because I'm always cold. I don't like the humidity, but 2 or 3 isn't bad. Yeah. Sure. Right, yeah, transportation and food, water.
On a barge, not really. You're raised on the river.
I was like, a houseboat? That would be really cool.
No.
No, it would be cool. We would be important. It was tough.
Yeah. Gotta go to school. None of this like up a hill both ways and 6 feet of snow. You'd be like, we just swim.
Well, many times it was nothing but only enough water to reach.
They lived near a crossing just like the crossing here back in the 1830s.
Excellent.
Except there was going into Mexico.
Yeah.
You gotta build one so Louise can make you some shirts.
You might be waiting a while.
Yep. I have a hard time sewing up that.
Aww. Yeah.
Was going from Nacogdoches probably to...
Oh, for thousands of years. Yeah, oh yeah. And that's what La Bahia actually stands for, the bay. So, like a lot of roads in the United States, they were old Native American trails that just end up becoming paved over. So even when you drove here on 912 or 1155, you're still today driving on the La Bahia Trail. It's just been paved over. So yeah, it was certainly a hot spot for travel.
What is the difference in La Bahia Trail and...
There's no purple glue though.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan tanked, 12 years ago. So we preceded the rest of the country. But I ended up getting a master's in education. I couldn't get a teaching job because Michigan has so many teachers and has so many teaching schools and they pay so well and unions and everything that there was just no jobs. And so I finally got tired of trying to stay in the state after a couple of years of being like underemployed, which was horribly depressing. And so I wrote every museum and school district in the US and Canada and the UK. And I heard from here first. So, yeah, and I found the job on the TPWD website, but also USA Jobs had postings. So ideally, at some point, I'd like to get into the national parks just because they have a graduated pay scale. But other than that, I like TPWD. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I didn't realize when I was applying for a couple jobs with them kind of what a jewel this is in the state park system, and also how very few historic sites there are, because we gave a bunch of them to the Texas Historical Commission pretty much after I got hired. They had 20 or 25 sites go to them, and so we're now only one of 2 historic living history sites in TPWD, and the other one's closer to Johnson City, Sarah Beckman at LBJ State and National Park. And they're pretty cool. They're 60 years in the future. So they have, pumps and screens in their windows, and a nice wood burning stove. And that's a really neat site, but they're even smaller than we are. We have 5 full-time staff. Today we're a bit short-handed, but they only have 3. So, and they do probably, a lot of school tours as well. And all that sort of thing. But yeah, I kind of fell into this as a career. My dad was a teacher, and that's what my master's is in, but I ended up starting at a museum in high school and liking it so much. I didn't really realize now there are degrees available in museum, not only museum education, but interpretation, which is what we do. So I tell people I'm an interpreter, and a lot of times they're like, that's great, what language do you speak? And I'm like, well, let's back up a minute. So there's now places you can get degrees. I think Sam Houston University is one, and then maybe a college in San Antonio. But yeah, I kind of fell into it as a career, so I like it. I'm sure at some point my body won't be able to do it anymore, but it's fun. You know, there's a lot of satisfaction in like growing and raising and butchering your own food. Plants on day 2 can have 150-year-old pumpkins.
Do you still have family?
Yeah, they're all up there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, when you visit, do you fly?
A little bit shy about driving in the winter.
Yeah.
And then,
Texas History
Right.
was an art house park. And so if you ever, and as I said, it would, it shouldn't be a big interruption to your trip because leaving here,
No,
you're just
yeah.
about, by the time you've driven one day and you're tired, you settle down in Texarkana or Hope and run up to Old Washington. It's just right off that 30.
I'll definitely have to add that to my list of
Okay,
things
add that
if I
to your
drive
list,
back.
and-
That would be great.
Got some more visitors.
Are y'all ready to go?
There's your duck.
That's the phone.